So, if anyone is aware or not aware, September is a very big suicide awareness month. And today I decided to wear my Talk Away the Dark shirt. It is a suicide awareness or suicide prevention t shirt that I got from a walk that I had done last year. And that kind of sets the tone for that. And I am also reading this book currently right now called The Power of Now, which I'm truly loving. And I'm doing this book a little different than I normally am. I am highlighting and going back and rereading and doing all the things because I really want to embody this one. And so I wanted to share something because while it's Suicide Awareness Month and I'm wearing this shirt today, which is ironic, and I am all about following the signs and omens and all the things, I'm also reading this today, and it just kind of hit me, this thought process, this idea, story, vision, whatever it might be. So I'm reading this. I'm going to read this little piece from the book. Don't mind me. Just follow me here, okay? So whether you know this book or not, again, The Power of Now, you don't really need to know it. I just want you to hear this one piece. So he kind of goes about this book as a question answer kind of thing. And, in this specific question, I'm not reading the entire piece. I'm just going to read a little piece of it. The question is, what happens to your pain body when we become conscious enough to break through identifying with it? Now, this could be very big for you. You have no idea what I'm saying, and that's okay. However, we're going to continue. So what he says is St. Paul expresses this universal principle in a beautiful way. Everything is shown up by being exposed to the light. And whatever is exposed to the light itself becomes light. Now the author continues, just as you cannot fight the darkness, you cannot fight the pain body. Trying to do so would create inner conflict and further your pain. I'm going to leave that there. That is the piece from the book. Now I look down as I'm reading this and I'm like, oh, talk away the dark. Okay, so now this is the idea that I want to present to you, and I want you to just think about. Talk away the dark. This piece here where he talks about how everything that hits the light in itself becomes the light. And you cannot fight the darkness. You cannot fight the pain body, right? So it gave me this vision of, and I want you to envision this for just a moment, just like go with me here. I want you to just envision yourself in a dark room. Now that dark room can be what we think of just a dark time in our life, struggling, whatever it might be, but we are in a dark room. Now in that dark room, I can say, okay, how am I going to get out of this dark room? And I can start to fight the dark. However, it is pitch black and I can't see a thing. So I'm trying to fight something that I can't even see. And when I'm fighting in that mode, right, fight or flight, we're just going to put that there. If I'm in that fight or flight mode and I'm just going at it and going at it and going at the dark, but I can't see what I'm fighting and I'm just going, I'm going to get exhausted and winded and tired real quick. And a lot of us are just tired, right? We feel stuck. We feel burnt out because we're constantly battling this thing that we can't even really see. And all of a sudden we're tired, which mentions that trying to do so would create inner conflict and thus further our pain, which makes sense. So if I'm in this dark space and I can't see anything and I don't know what I'm fighting, but I'm sitting there and I'm fighting and I'm fighting and I'm fighting, I'm just getting more tired and more tired and more tired, which means I am going to be less willing to try new things. However, yes, I could have a flashlight and I could turn on that light and take a look around and take a step. But it made me think of my shirt. Talk away the dark. Follow me here, okay? Just go with me. Now, if I'm fighting and fighting and fighting, I'm going to get tired. But what if in that moment, when everything is really dark and things are hard and I am struggling, instead of trying to constantly fight it and battle it myself, I listen. I listen for someone to say, it's going to be okay. And I follow that voice. I listen for someone to say, you're not alone. And I follow that voice. I listen. I stop fighting and I just listen to the voice or just hear something. And then I take the step. Because in the dark, I can stand there and fight all I want, but it didn't get me anywhere but tired. But if I actually just take one step, I'm in a different place than I was. And if I just take one more step, I'm in a different place than I was. And if I stop and I listen to the voice that might be calling, it's going to be okay. You're not alone. I can take a step in that direction. And that direction is the light. It's the voice. So we can't fight away the dark because we'll get tired and exhausted. We can talk away the dark. Because when I talk about it, even just a little bit, I feel a little better. And I've realized that I'm not alone. And I'm not the only human to ever experience this pain or this feeling. And I can be met by someone else who says it's going to be okay. And then all of a sudden I can be moved through that darkness by the light, by the voice, by talking about it, but not by fighting it. And that's really what I wanted to share. Really that simple. And I hope that this message reaches someone who needs it. So if you're in a dark space right now, stop trying to fight it. Accept where we are right now, all of us, wherever you might be in this moment. If it is a hard time, accepting it doesn't mean that we approve of it. Doesn't mean we have to like it. It just means we're accepting what is in this moment. And from that space, we can actually take one step forward and move away from it. I'm here to be that voice, to be the one that's saying, it's going to be okay. You can do this. You're not alone. Follow my voice. Take a step out of the darkness this way, rather than fighting. I feel like that was enough, and I'm going to trust that was enough. I hope that if you watch this, that it spurs something in you and it helps make you feel better in some way, shape, or form. And if it does, I would invite you and I would love to see a comment, like, anything, just letting me know that you're good and you're okay and that you appreciated this and you needed this. I know this is random and spur of the moment. I also know that it's hard to share about the fact that you might be in a dark space right now. But that's also why I created this space, so that you could have a safe space to come to and share about those moments. So I hope that this place can be that for you. And I hope that this message, while short, I hope that it still resonates and hits you. I hope that you have a beautiful day. And I thank you for being here. And thank you for watching if you do decide to watch.